So what you have here is your paper. So you're going to be given the blue paper. It is half of a poster paper. And what I did is I glued a white paper in the back to provide some support. And what happens over here is that in this section over here, you are putting the buildings. I'm going to show you a few examples. So this person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 buildings. And they're layered up. So the back ones are the ones that are taller. And then they get shorter as they are in the front. The other thing to notice is that they're also different shapes, different colors, right? Over here, we're going to put the stars and then a photograph of you. This person, it's very important that when you're lying, this is vertical and this is horizontal. Horizontal, horizontal, vertical. And you're going to have to, this one you're going to have to kind of cut, because basically what's important to know is that the line is all the way through even. Some pieces will have to be cut because you need to make sure that it's not looking uneven. And there are a few people who have it uneven, but it's like 1 or 2 people. You need to be very careful. You also want to create contrast, meaning like you're not going to put a red next to another red, because then you're not going to appreciate it. You want to create some contrast. So she created some contrast with her pieces. What I do is we don't glue right away, we lay it out. There is another one that's pretty good too. And some of the buildings are made with construction paper and just drawn windows. 1 or 2 are like watercolor. And again, we are separating tall buildings from short buildings. It's very important to leave this part again available because you're going to be flying in the sky. Again, this has to be measured. So this is vertical, going horizontal, and you need to play around with it out. The other thing is you are probably going to be left with an extra space here and an extra space here. So what you do is you get maybe one of the pieces that you cut and you glue it over here. And then you just go. There you go. So now I can see that this person, it's not even here. So what she has to do is she's going to have to cut from here to here. So see how this is like uneven? So when she finishes, this is going to have to be cut off. I'm going to fold it so she knows that she has to cut this piece off because it needs to be a nice smooth line. Here is another one. Great example. And again, let's count how many buildings this person has. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But now her buildings are only 8 because she has huge buildings. I'd rather you go the smaller route. But one of the things that I like about this piece is that her buildings are all different and they're colorful. And this one looks like it has a mural. This looks like another. And if we were to put this back there, like even sort of like a fire escape type of thing. Over here, this building, even though it's one, it's like one that's kind of made out of 3 different sections. You have a clock on one of the buildings, pretty cool. And then you have, again, the difference in color. So what this student did is that this was initially the same color. And I explained that that's not going to work, so she colored the background. You can do that as well. And even though this is normally another way, but she needs to make it work. If you don't have enough vertical pieces, you might have to switch some of yours around. This has to be, so if I were to be nitpicking, I would kind of like cut that part there. Again, this because she didn't have enough vertical, she had to do this sideways, but that's fine. The other thing is that in the back, once it's fully done, once it's glued and fully done, then you put tape kind of to reinforce it. But don't worry so much about the tape because we can do that when you hand in your work. And then let me see if there's one more that I would love to show you. Okay, so this one's pretty good. This one has how many, look how many, she even put like these little like rhinestone stars. Okay, so she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? She could have easily added more, but more importantly, she left that open space. It worked out, and all the buildings have contrast. The other thing that's important, your building cannot be a dark blue. If it's a light blue and you have a few that are not, that's fine. But if it's dark blue, then it's not going to work because the background is dark blue that you're going to be using, right? So then again, it's the layering. Right here you have 4. one in the front, one on the side, and then one in the middle. You're creating a layer effect because when you overlook a city, it is a whole bunch of layering going on. Again, you're aligning. The student was really good in aligning. When this was not the same height, she just put another piece over here, right? Because quilt is made up of different pieces of material, and there's a lot of contrast in her. This is like an excellent one. This one had to go to the side, but that's not a problem. You have pretty cool work. So remember, before any gluing takes place, you need to lay it out. Layer out the buildings. After that, next step, which is the hardest part, is layering this. So once you glue down the buildings and they're layered, then you can go ahead and work on the border. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful. There are a lot of great examples. I'll try to post some pictures. Have an awesome day.